He said that Jesus Christ has risen, and he is the open door.
Well, how you doing, everyone? Welcome to this episode of the Cajun Conservative, where we talk about life, we talk about liberty, we talk about the pursuit of happiness, and yes, we're showing the world that Cajuns do have intelligence. Hope you're having a good day, good week, wherever you are located in this great country, or you might be in another country. If you're in another country, welcome to the Cajun Conservative Show. It's an honor and a blessing for you to be here with me today. If this is your first time, please consider hitting the subscribe button and the follow button on the chosen platform that you are listening to today. If that's Spotify, Apple, Google, Rumble, YouTube, if that's Apple Music. We're on a lot of platforms, ladies and gentlemen. If you go to our website, thecajunconservativeshow.wordpress.com, you will see all the platforms we are on. You can also listen on the Cajun Conservatives website. You can also listen to it on Facebook. We used to have the podcast audio go to Facebook so you can listen to while you scroll. Facebook said it didn't do too well, so now we're putting videos up, ladies and gentlemen. I decided to go ahead and put all the videos. So we have another video spot that you can go on. That is, our videos on Apple, not Apple. Our videos are on Spotify, on Rumble, on YouTube, now on Facebook. And go ahead and check us out. Also, please, I don't ask for a dime, ladies and gentlemen. I don't ask for money. I don't get paid to do this. All I ask is for a like and a share and a subscription. So go ahead and do that. And look, ladies and gentlemen, there were opportunities by the host site of this podcast and other ones that said, hey, why don't you do sponsorships? You know, you can get paid sponsorships. You can start making money off of this. And I really don't want to charge you, the listener, for this information, because I feel this information is important. This information it needs to get out, ladies and gentlemen. And look, I do this with the gospel. Money is second on that, ladies and gentlemen. Brothers just searching. We try to do everything out of pocket. We try to do everything that we need to do. We don't want to ask you, the audience, for money. We just want to get the information out there. And maybe one day they will come to a time with that. But right now, I'm not worried about money. I'm worried about getting information out to you, the listener. And ladies and gentlemen, the reason I say that is because, like a lot of stories that I have lined up today, there is a lot of hypocrisy in politics on both sides. I'm not going to say it's just the Democrat Party. If you ever hear me say it's just the Democrat Party that got hypocrisy, it's just the Democrat Party that, and I know I don't speak like that, but if you start hearing me say those things like a lot of people believe, then we have an issue. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I have issues with the Republican Party. The sole reason that I'm a Republican is because I like voting in the primaries, and I lean more Republican, so I vote Republican. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, I don't give them a pass. They're not all saints there in Washington D.C. The Republican Party, they have their issues, and like I said, ladies and gentlemen, there's hypocrisy all over in politics, and I think you need to get that information. And you might see it. You might be listening to this and agreeing everything I'm saying. Yep, Isaac, that's right. Yep, Isaac, you're 100% correct. So on that note, let's go ahead and jump into these stories. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a border crisis in this country now for at least the last 2 years. Mainstream media will not point that out to you, but yes, there is. There's been the southern border, especially, has been home to crossings for the last couple of years. Ladies and gentlemen, I like Discovery Channel's movies, the law movies, the Louisiana Law, the Lone Star Law. And these stories are on the game wardens in these particular states. I'm currently watching Lone Star Law on Discovery Plus. And ladies and gentlemen, there's episodes after episodes of Texas wildlife officials on the Rio Grande, and they're watching for violations of wildlife. On those episodes, a lot of them, they catch people crossing over the Rio Grande. Now, I don't know when these videos were shot. I'm on season 8. Some of them were when Donald Trump was there. And look, you will not stop all illegal crossings. It is impossible, ladies and gentlemen. The only way you can possibly stop all illegal crossings is to do what Donald Trump was doing and build a wall. That is the only way you can stop illegal immigrations. But there is facts out there, ladies and gentlemen. When Donald Trump was in office, immigration was down. Illegal immigration. You had people not crossing over the border because they knew when they would get into the country and they were caught, it was a good chance they were going back to their country. That's as simple, ladies and gentlemen. They knew that. But now that the Biden administration has come in, if you remember, and you can go back and listen to the show, I made a whole podcast episode based on this, and I called it, "Please Take His Pen Away." I remember that episode, ladies and gentlemen. Biden signed, I believe, 17 executive orders on that day. Majority of them executive orders were to ease the crossing of the illegal immigrants across the border. If you remember, ladies and gentlemen, there were people marching to the border before inaugurational day. Before President Biden got into office, people were marching to the border to cross over because they knew that Biden and his administration would make it easy for illegal immigrants to cross over. Because in plain sight, ladies and gentlemen, the Biden administration and the whole Democrat Party does not believe in closed borders. They believe in something called open borders. They believe that countries should not have borders. But there's a problem. If you do not have borders, then you're not a country. If you don't have rules to follow to enter into that country, you're not a country at all because you're not abiding by the rules. The last year, there's almost 2 million immigrants that have come this year. Now, last year, we hit 2 million. So this border crisis has been escalating rapidly under the Biden administration. Now, the first couple of months, we've blamed Biden for these and his administration for this, and the Democrat Party, of course. And early on in the career, early on in their term, they kept on saying, no, it's not our fault. It is Trump's fault because Trump had so much, his immigration policies were so bad and it hurt millions of people that we have to fix it. And I guess the result of fixing it is letting people come in. Now, you might be asking, Isaac, why are you bringing this all up? This is old news. This is years ago. I'm getting to my point right here. Since Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott has been sending illegal immigrants to states like Chicago, or cities like Chicago, New York, Washington, D.C., Martha's Vineyard, we've been having issues. The issue of the border crisis has come back up. Ron DeSantis, Greg Abbott, and the governor of Arizona sent illegal immigrants to states and cities that were labeled sanctuary cities. And these cities ran on a policy saying, look, if they don't want illegal immigrants, send them to us. But now, ladies and gentlemen, since those illegal immigrants have gone there, these Democrats and Mayor Adams of New York has said that this is a crisis. We have a crisis on our hand. So now the Democrat Party is finally admitting there is a crisis at the border. They're admitting it. They're saying we have a legal immigration problem or we have a migrant problem at the border. But this is the problem with this, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they are admitting we're having a crisis. They're not taking the blame. Why do I say this? Because Fox News report Karine Jean-Pierre condemned GOP stunt, claimed Biden tried to fix immigration system that was messed up by Trump. Declimated by Trump. Now, I had the video, and unfortunately, technical difficulties I ran into my way. So I'm going to have to read what Miss Karine Jean-Pierre said in all places, The View. Ladies and gentlemen, I my last episode asked the question, how dumb can the host of The View be? And ladies and gentlemen, they pass my expectations again, because after the last episode, I was like, there is no way that The View can get any dumber than the stunt they pulled since my last episode. They did it again. They asked, and I don't know if they listen to the Cajun Conservative. I doubt they do. But I feel like they're teasing me. They're telling me, hey, Isaac, you think we can get more dumber? Watch this. It's like, a famous redneck's last words is, hey, y'all, watch this. When you think it can't be done they pass the expectation, and that's The View right now. But the White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre suggested Thursday on The View that the Biden administration is attempting to affect the immigration system that former President Trump messed up. I'm going to say messed up. Republicans created chaos on the border. Ladies, I'm going to stop right here. This is Karine Jean-Pierre telling The View. Republicans helped create the crisis on the border. No, we didn't. There's not one single Republican that caused the problem on the border. It was the president and his executive orders on day one of his presidency. And ladies and gentlemen, look, there's a picture floating around there of immigrants wearing shirts. Biden, please let us in. You never seen that with Donald Trump. You never seen that with Kevin McCarthy. You never seen that with Mitch McConnell. You never seen that even with, as bad as I disagree with Bill Cassidy, you didn't see that with Bill Cassidy. You didn't see that with no Republican. The Republicans, under the leadership of Donald Trump, brought our legal immigration system to a place where we was upholding laws, and we were not letting people in, and the immigration numbers were down significantly, ladies and gentlemen, under the last 2 years of President Donald Trump. So Karine Jean-Pierre saying that Republicans helped cause the crisis on the border, how? I would like to ask, and see, look, even the Republican that is on The View did not ask her this question. I wish you would have. How did Republicans cause the crisis? Now, of course, they wouldn't have let Karine Jean-Pierre answer. You would have had the other 4 liberal women that are on there answer for her. Well, it's this, well, it's that. Well, no, I would like to ask Karine Jean-Pierre, why are Republicans blamed for the crisis at the border? Of course, she will go ahead and mention, Ron DeSantis went ahead and sent him to Martha's Vineyard, and he sent him to Chicago and everything. That was after the fact they came in, ladies and gentlemen. These governors do not want to fight with this no more, so they're going to send them to states that supposedly want them, but we really know now they don't want them. They just use it for a political stunt, and when they're really put up to the test, they send them away to suburbs or send them somewhere else besides the place they told them to go. But let's move on. Karine Jean-Pierre told the host of The View, the numbers of people fleeing countries like Cuba, Nigeria, and Venezuela to enter America has recently spiked, saying, we have seen 121% increase since last year. So we're talking about places that have communist regime, and they are trying to leave that communist regime, and you're seeing this issue across the Western Hemisphere. So we have a new type of migration that is happening. Hold on. So I can debunk this right away, ladies and gentlemen. People coming from Cuba, Venezuela, and Nigeria to flee communist countries. Okay. Why did the Biden administration, and especially the Secretary of State, not the Secretary of State, the Department of Homeland Security's, tell the Cuban people when they were fleeing Cuba, remember they had a crisis in Cuba, and they had all these people trying to flee Cuba and go to Florida. Why did the Department of Homeland Security tell them, y'all go back, you're not welcome in this country? She mentioned Cuba here, ladies and gentlemen. So now we know why. We know it's okay. You can't go to from Cuba to Florida, but you can go to Cuba, go all the way down into Mexico, and go across the southern border, then you're all right. You can cross over. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you see the hypocrisy in this? Where this woman is saying that, hey, these people from Cuba, Venezuela, and Nigeria are coming over because they want to flee a communist regime. Now, there is ways to do that. Don't get me wrong. There is ways to do that. Legally, you can do it. All our regional partners, including this is Mexico and everything, are dealing with that. We're talking with them, and we're in constant communication, she said. This is why the stunt that the Republican governors are being so shameful. Republican governor like Florida's Ron DeSantis has been sending migrants to areas populated with liberal politicians in an attempt to put the chaos at the border back in the political spotlight. Jean Pierre suggested that the move was so inhumane because the Trump administration caused the problem in the first place. It is so inhumane because we're trying to fix the problem that was dismantled, and the immigration system that was dismantled by the last administration. They're not coming up with solutions, Karine Jean-Pierre claimed. They're using children, they're using women and families as political stunts, as a political ploy because they don't want solutions at all. No, ma'am. We want laws to be followed in this country. And ladies and gentlemen, I have proven that in the past episodes that Democrats are lawless. They don't care about the law as long as they can get what they want. They will break the law to get what they want. And ladies and gentlemen, she's saying how Ron DeSantis is using this, sending them to liberal places because it's a political ploy. No, we're trying to show these people what is happening at the border. See, ladies and gentlemen, people in Chicago, New York, and all these people, they really don't know what's wrong. They don't know what's going on at the border. Their politicians refuse to go to it. And they tell people, it's not that bad at the border. It's not that bad. Now people are seeing in these states how bad the immigration problem is at the border. The illegal immigration problem. And of course, they blame Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a last resort for any Democrat. Hey, when everything else failed, let's blame Trump. Because Trump is the problem for this. The Trump is the problem. The big orange bad man is the problem. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the problem with their argument. Donald Trump has not been the president for 2 years. Donald Trump has not set policy in 2 years. Who this falls on? This does not fall on Trump. This does not fall on the Republican Party. This falls on the president and the Democrat Party. And this is why they don't want this issue up, ladies and gentlemen, because you know what put Donald Trump in office in the first place? Donald Trump promised to build a wall. He said, I'm going to build a wall. I'm going to make it secure. I'm going to make it sure that everyone got to get in here legally. And by the time when Trump was running for office, the illegal immigration problem was sky high, like it is now. And you see, ladies and gentlemen, people, this is one of the major issues. And this is why the Democrat Party is trying to say now, hey, it is Donald Trump's fault. When it really isn't. It is the president's fault and the Democratic Party's fault because of this border crisis. On that note, I'll be right back after this short break. How you doing, everyone? Isaac here, and I am with Phil Kennedy. He is the artist of the Center of the Door album that I have in my hand right here. And Phil, thank you for coming by, and just wanted to ask you a little bit about your album. And does this tell me a little bit of information what led you to make this album?
Thank you, Brother Isaac. I am a songwriter mostly, and firstly, I'm a preacher of the gospel. So the Lord has always blessed me, it seems, with a song, with a sermon for the song. And that seems to be how it started when I first started preaching. So, before you know it, you've written way more songs than you have sermons, and I just like to get a little group of them together now and then. It's the songs I've been singing as I travel to Mexico and this place and that and preach. Oklahoma, or wherever else the Lord takes me, and I sing those songs. So I put a little CD together.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be honest. It's a great album. Look, even my friend Scott Ford, I sent him a digital copy of it, and he loved it. He said he loved the album. He loved the way you sing, and it's a real big blessing. It's a good blessing for us, man.
Thank you so much. And I know that it's available in the digital world. It's available with me physically. If you just message me or try to friend me on Evangelist Phil Kennedy Facebook. And the other information, I'm sure you can give them.
Right. Well, we know for sure it's on Apple Music and it's on Spotify, where you can find the Cajun Conservative and Brothers Just Searching. Go ahead and look it up after you listen to our podcast. Go listen to a little bit of Phil Kennedy's album, Center of the Door. You'll be blessed. I promise you.
With your blood, cleansed and made us whole. Not one hoof, not one soul.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the second segment of the Cajun Conservative Show today. Let's move on to the next thing that happened big this week that I feel shows that the Democrat Party, and I'm just not saying this to just to try to try to put thoughts in your head, let's say it like that. I'm really concerned for the Democrat Party on this here issue. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly feel, look, in the last crisis we showed this, with the border crisis, that you have these Democrats pushing for people to come across the border. Why? Now, I believe there's agenda behind it. I believe it's trying to overrun red states and try to turn them blue with illegal voting and all this stuff. Now, that's my opinion. I'm not saying that's fact. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty clear that America is not the first priority of the Democrat Party. It isn't, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason I say it, look, I've been knowing this for a while, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you remember when Donald Trump was president and he would say America first? We need to make America first. And all you heard was the Democrat Party trying to tell President Trump, you're wrong. It's not about America first. We have to care about everybody else except the citizens of this country. Now, they won't blunt out say it like that, but their actions say that, ladies and gentlemen. Their actions bring that out. Their actions are the ones that their actions are showing, and how they say that. Actions speak louder than words. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go ahead and look, I had a conversation with someone the other day, and we were talking about Christianity. And I told them that. I said, a lot of people go around saying, we're Christians. We're Christians. We're a Christian. And you don't see no life or no evidence of a Christian life, as a Christian. And look, ladies and gentlemen, if you have someone that's saying they're a Christian, they're going to live the ways of Christ. But if you're not if you say you're a Christian, but you're not living the life of Christ, that either you don't know Christ or you once had that experience of Christ and you're not walking after him. Actions speak louder than words. And this is where I'm coming to with this right here, ladies and gentlemen. America first is really America last to the Democrat Party. They do not put you, the American citizen, or this country first. They rather care about Ukraine, where Biden is still proposing to send millions upon millions to Ukraine, ladies and gentlemen. You have Biden worrying about everybody else in this world except the country he's supposed to be running. And it just comes to me that Democrats think America should be last. That should be the last on their agenda. That should be the last. Of course, now their abortion bills and their tax raising bills and all this stuff. That got to go to because you see, we have to fund, or we have to make sure we have mischief in our country to divide us. Again, you might be saying, Isaac, why are you bringing this all up? This is all old news that you're talking about. Well, because it has happened again this week. And this is from The Hill. The House GOP made their final midterm pitch. Now, the midterms are only a couple of weeks away. I think maybe like at this point of time, 7 weeks. And ladies and gentlemen, the polls are showing that the Republican Party has a good chance to take over just not the House, but also the Senate. I have a news article where in Georgia, the Republicans are either at a dead heat or they're ahead. You have states like Pennsylvania. All of a sudden, polls are coming out. Pennsylvania is at a dead heat. Ladies and gentlemen, these races are getting close. And it's a bad thing for the Democrat Party. And Kevin McCarthy comes out this Friday swinging on the last pitch for the midterms. This is from the article ahead of Friday's official announcement of the Commit to America agenda. House Republicans plan for a future show that GOP leader Kevin McCarthy and his caucus are not shying away from the culture war or avoiding diving into the issues. Labeled diverse by Democrats, the House Republicans, hoping to retake the majority of November's midterms, roll out a policy priority that would create a forgive me, tongue tied, economy that's strong, a nation that's safe, a future that builds on freedom, and government that's accountable. And Kevin McCarthy went ahead and shared a video on Twitter, and his tweet read this: the American people cannot afford another 2 years of Democrat control. It's time to get our country back on track. This is the Republican Commit to America. The Commit to America represents a new direction, a better approach that will get our country back on track, that plans preamble states of the GOP sweeping political agenda. Within the plan of pledges to maximize production of reliable American-made energy, cut the permitting process time in half to reduce reliance on foreign countries, prevent rolling blackouts, and lower the cost of gas and utilities. While Republicans they also take action to move supply chains away from China and expand U.S. manufacturing. Republicans promise in their commitment to curb wasteful government spending that is raising the price of groceries, gas, cars, and housing, and to work to increase take-home pay, create good-paying jobs, and bring stability to the economy through pro-growth tax and regulatory policies. Ladies and gentlemen, now, is Kevin McCarthy a Trump man? He has visited with Trump. But ladies and gentlemen, this commitment to America campaign that the Republican Party is doing right now sounds great. It even sounds like Donald Trump's plan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's kind of funny. Now this is the thing. Now, there were, I think, 9 representatives that voted to impeach Donald Trump. They're all gone. They either have retired or they lost their election. So that's one. America, people love this type. And look, people love this type of agenda that the Republican Party is pushing right now. They're pushing for the politicians to care about America. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is what gets me upset, and this is why I probably will never ever vote Democrat. Because like I said in the first one, the first part of this segment, Democrats don't care about America. They care about passing their socialistic agenda so they can hold on to their power. Are there Republicans like that? Absolutely. I do agree with that. There is some Republicans with a personal agenda, and they want to hold on to their seat. They want to hold on to their power. So what they do is they introduce bills and stuff to keep their power. That's across the board. But Kevin McCarthy sounds like he's on the right track right here, ladies and gentlemen. This commitment to America, he's promising the American citizens, us Republicans are going to put you first. Well, us Republicans are going to help you. We're going to make you be successful. We're going to help you to achieve your goals. Now, let's talk about the Democrats. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the Democrat Party don't like this. And ladies and gentlemen, like the terms, okay? Let's use. I'm gonna just, I wish I knew a good liberal that I could talk to and get their vibe on. But you notice Democrats don't like the bills that commit to America or something like America first. Every American should like that phrase, America first. Oh, what you mean? What you mean, Isaac? Well, why are you saying that? Because we, as politicians and as American citizens, we should go ahead and say we want America to succeed. We want America to grow. We want America to be the biggest and finest that it could ever be. Not one American should disagree with that term. The same thing with this: commit to America. Every American citizen should love this plan. Every American citizen, black, white, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, don't matter. You should like this plan because, or like, at least like the name of it. It isn't like the Inflation Reduction Act where everybody, they're gonna bring down inflation, and then when you look in the bill, it's not bringing down inflation at all. They just titled it that so Americans can like it. Now, you as a left might be saying, well, that's the only reason why the Republicans did this. But ladies and gentlemen, if you look into the American First plan that Donald Trump brought, and then you look at this plan, the Commit to America plan, and you read the fine wording on it, it's going to do what the name says it's going to do. It's going to commit to America. So every American should like this bill, but not the Democrat Party. Why do I say that? Because Nancy Pelosi went ahead and attacked this plan. Pelosi was quick to attack the Republican plan. Today's rollout is the latest evidence of House Republicans' wholeheartedly commitment to MAGA. Going all in an all-extreme agenda designed to greatly diminish Americans' health, freedom, and security, she said Friday. This alarming new MAGA platform threatened to criminalize women's health care, slash seniors, Medicaid, and raise prescription drug prices and attack our free and fair elections, the speaker continued. Now, McCarthy, who is the second in line, it's the minority speaker, pushed back on Pelosi's attacks on the package in an interview with Fox News Digital, saying their plan will actually put America on a new course. Because the Democrats have caused inflation crime in our streets by defunding the police, running away, spending, causing inflation, McCarthy said. Going after American energy and making the price of gas causing inflation, this is the plan to fix the problem the Democrats have created. And I think the American public should have an election based upon ideas. I think why she does that is she can't run on the policies and the damage they have caused to America, the GOP leader continued, and they have no plan to fix it. I agree with Kevin McCarthy. Ladies and gentlemen, first off, everything she said is not in the plan, by the way. To raise Medicaid, raise prescription drugs, right? Republicans helped lord all this, ladies and gentlemen. Especially the prescription drugs. Don't you remember that's one of the wins that Biden praises? I got prescription drugs to lower. Ladies and gentlemen, look, this is what the Democrat Party do. They lie. Especially the House Speaker. She lies. She lies so much she don't know what the truth is no more. Now, a second point, though. Ladies and gentlemen, listen how she phrased this. Today rollout is the latest evidence of House Republicans wholeheartedly committed to MAGA. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a conservative or unless you've been living under a rock, you know what MAGA means. It means make America great again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what's wrong with that phrase? It's racist. It's homophobic. It's bigotry. It's this. Oh, you must be a liberal talking. Make America great again. What's wrong with making America great? See, ladies, it goes back to the phrases, as I said, commit to America, America first, make America great again. Ladies and gentlemen, they all have one thing in common, is Donald Trump. And as I said on the last segment, they don't like Donald Trump and they got to blame him for everything. So now they're trying to blame him for this new agenda. She also said the alarming new extreme MAGA platform threatened to criminalize women's health care / seniors. And then there's that word, there's that line again. She's criticizing MAGA. Make America great again. Ladies and gentlemen, what's wrong with making America great? And look, this should go back to a little bit of what I said earlier. Not one American citizen should be upset with that phrase. Make America great again. Now, Donald Trump is the one that made it famous, but he's not the only one that has used that phrase. Democratic President Bill Clinton, in his campaign, I think in 1992, used that phrase. Let's make America great again. And at the time, you saw Democrats, yay! Woo! Go Bill Clinton! Yay! Let's make America great again! Now you say it, you must be a racist, homophobic bigot. What changed? Well, the DNR, we know that. But ladies and gentlemen, this is where, like I said, this phrase, this should not be a problem for the American citizen. But the Democrat Party is against this agenda. Let's commit to America and making America great. Let's make America first. Let's put the American citizen first. And ladies and gentlemen, if I had to persuade, or if I had an open-minded liberal out there that was on the fence, should I vote Republican? Should I vote? I would bring this out. These people do not want America first. Why would you vote for somebody that does not want to put the country they're representing first? Now, Nancy Pelosi is not the only one to hit back at this. The President of the United States has hit back on this commitment to America. Biden his back, and Republicans commit to America this November. You have to choose. President Biden used a speech at the Democratic National Committee event at the National Education Association headquarters to respond to the House Republicans' Commit to America agenda unveiled on Friday. Biden called the GOP plan a series of policy goals with little or no details, like their Inflation Reduction Act. Like every bill that they said, we're going to pass it, then we're going to put the rest of the stuff in it after while it's getting written. And sought to portray November's midterm election as a choice. Republicans would like to make the election a referendum on Biden's presidency so far. In the course of nearly an hour, here are a few things we didn't hear Biden complain. We didn't hear him mention the right to choose. We didn't hear him mention Medicaid. We didn't hear him mention Social Security. Biden lambasted McCarthy and the rest of the MAGA Republicans, there's that phrase again, for the support of the pro-life legislation. So let's take a look at what Kevin said today here. He said Republicans want to preserve our constitutional freedoms. That sounds great. I'm for doing that as well. We are. But look at what they're actually done, the president warned. The MAGA Republicans just cheered and embraced the first Supreme Court decision in our entire country, in our entire history. The first in our entire history that just doesn't fail to preserve a constitutional freedom, but actually take away the fundamental right to have been granted by the same court to so many Americans, the constitutional right to choose. And now nearly half of the states in the United States of America have either passed the ban on abortion or will shortly. Biden continuing, and in many states, abortion is already banned, even in the case of rape and incest. A fundamental change already. This November, you have to choose to be a nation of hope, unity, optimistic, or a nation of fear, diversity, and darkness, he said as he concluded. I believe America will move forward to the future, a future with possibilities, a future which we can build, dream, and hope. Ladies and gentlemen, Biden turned this whole thing to abortion. Now, like I said, nothing in abortion that I'm aware of in this Commit to America. Now he's trying to say, see, they're trying to commit to America, but look, they're not giving the fundamental right to choose. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing to do with that. Ladies and gentlemen, look, this proves right here. I'm going to prove again. Coming up in the midterms. They cannot run. I believe what Kevin McCarthy said is right when he said to Nancy Pelosi, the Democrat Party cannot run on their accomplishments because they don't have none. I'm sorry. And if they have a political win, it is hurting America right now. So what they do, they attack Trump, as we proved in the first segment. They attack you, the MAGA people, the MAGA Republicans. Biden just did that here. And they're afraid for people to get a concept of saying, hey, we want to have America first. So they're trying to dumb down and say this is extreme ideology. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to realize the Democrat Party is extreme ideology. They believe in socialism. Us Republicans, we believe in freedom. On that note, I'll be right back after this short break.
Cheers and good on you, boys and girls. My name is Scott Ford, and I have a show on Rumble. It's the Scott Ford Show, all in one word, the Scott Ford Show, and it's on Rumble. And I also have a motivational success show on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe and ring that bell. That would mean a lot to me. Enjoy your life. Thank you, Isaac. God bless.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the third and final segment of this episode of the Cajun Conservative Show. I don't know about you, but I'm having a good time. I'm not angry, as my good friend Scott Ford says, angry Isaac. I'm not like that today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just a little more calm because I feel that the information that I'm bringing out today is, I'm seeing the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party, where they don't care about Americans. They don't care about the American first agenda. They don't want American first. They don't want America great, and they're on their problems. They're blaming everybody else except themselves, and they shouldn't be blaming anyone else but themselves. And ladies and gentlemen, they're pushing issues. Especially as the midterms get closer, they're trying to emotionally get you upset. They're trying to emotionally get you to where I don't like the Republicans because they're against abortion, and they're not looking at nothing else. And ladies and gentlemen, to be honest with you, I don't know what half of these Democrats are thinking. As I'm about to report on the next story, this brief story, and I wanted to bring this in because this shows. And look, if you're in Georgia, please email me, thecajunconservative5@gmail.com, and tell me your thoughts on this Georgia's race. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all, I'm not trying to insult Stacey Abrams, but this lady does not know what she's talking about. I would be afraid, and look, I'm afraid of our state right now. We got John Bel Edwards. There's some critics that call him Dumbbell because John Bel Edwards does not take care of the state, and I am scared. And I'm hoping for the next election. There is rumors around that the candidate that I would like to have is Jeff Landry, and if Jeff Landry runs, that's great. I cannot wait to get Jeff Landry into that because he will win because he is popular around the state, and people know what Jeff Landry's for. And I don't think a lot of Republicans will run against him, and a lot of Republicans will just go ahead and stick by him. But ladies and gentlemen, Stacey Abrams, first off, I don't know if this lady has went to college. I don't know that about, but a lot of my Georgia listeners might be listening. But if you're in Georgia, please do everything you can to not get this lady to get in office. Why am I bringing out this warning? Because of this. Fox News report, Stacey Abrams spreading nonsense. That's the article right here. Saying 6-week heartbeats are manufactured sounds, pro-life group says. The world's largest pro-life crisis pregnancy center network blasted Georgia's Democratic global national candidate Stacey Abrams for saying there is no such thing as a heartbeat at 6 weeks. Heartbeat International told Fox News Digital that Abrams is trying to redefine basic science. It is disappointing that someone with such influence would choose to use her platform to spread such nonsense, Heartbeat International said. Science shows us that a human life begins at conception. Abrams made the comment Wednesday at an event at the Ray Charles Performing Arts Center in Atlanta. She insisted the idea of a heartbeat at 6 weeks of pregnancy is manufactured sound designed to convince people that men have the right to take control of women's bodies. Ladies and gentlemen, how stupid can you be if you believe that a heartbeat does not start at 6 weeks? And I like how she's like, every doctor and every scientist, even doctors that are pro-choice, will say that there is a heartbeat at 6 weeks. It's a manufactured sound for men to control women's body. What about the women OBGYNs? Ladies and gentlemen, my first child, the doctor we had for my wife was a great doctor. And she was a female. Stacey Abrams is sounding like this whole thing of 6 weeks heartbeat bill is projected by men, and they put this sound so women are all men OBGYNs? No, there's a lot of women that are OBGYNs. There is women that are doctors, and do you think that one of these women that are a doctor that would say, yeah, this is a manufactured sound? Are these women in the pocket of the men doctors to go ahead and prove that this is a manufactured sound? Of course not. And ladies and gentlemen, there's some people in Georgia that wants this woman to be governor of the United States, and she cannot acknowledge simple facts that a heartbeat is detected at 6 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, I had 3 children. I heard all their heartbeats at the beginning of the trimesters. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't an artificial sound or a manufactured sound. And ladies and gentlemen, look, this is on Fox News, but I don't think I heard this on CNN. I never heard this on MSNBC. Ladies and gentlemen, if this will get to abroad, if this will spread, that Stacey Abrams said this, she would lose the election. Because even pro-life, or even pro-choicers would be like, no. Now, of course, I'm saying that, but there might be some people that might be like, this woman wants to run for governor? This woman is running for governor? Ladies and gentlemen, look, I don't know what's up with the Democrat Party. Because the 3 global national elections for governor right now is Pennsylvania, Texas, and Georgia. You have Beto O'Rourke in Texas telling all these citizens, I'm coming after your guns. You have Featherman in Pennsylvania that can hardly stand and can hardly hold a conversation for 5 minutes. And then you have Stacey Abrams saying that a heartbeat is not detected at 6 weeks. That is a manufactured sound that men put there so they can control women's bodies. Ladies and gentlemen, how dumb can you get? I'm sorry. And every day as I study this stuff and I look at this stuff, I keep asking that. How does the Democrat Party stay in power as much as they do? Why do people in America vote for these people? The question just keeps rising. And all I can say is that some Americans are brainwashed. I hate to say that, but the facts have to be told. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about Trump's legal issues a little bit in the last remaining minutes of this podcast. So Trump was informed, I believe it was on Tuesday or some day this week. Let's see. Let's see. Well, sometime this week. I can't remember. I don't have the date in front of me. But Donald Trump was informed that the Attorney General of New York is suing Donald Trump. Why she is suing Donald Trump? Because she alleges that Trump and his 3 oldest children manipulated assets valued connecting to his business, the Trump Organization. She claimed that false influence of his net worth allegedly allowed Trump and his associates to pay lower taxes, secure better insurance deals and loans, and satisfy loan agreements. She claimed also that the alleged fraud violated state and local laws and called Trump, Donald Jr., Eric, and Ivanka to be banned from being an officer or director of any New York registered or licensed corporation, or allow the Trump organization or the former president to apply for a loan for 5 years, she said in Wednesday's announcement. So, ladies and gentlemen, now this is the thing right here. This woman is trying to win her seat back, by the way. I'm just saying, she is in an election. She is trying, and I know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Look, this is the thing. I got, and this is all coming about right now before the midterms, because they're trying to amp people. If Trump endorsed a person, don't vote for him, because that person's probably going to be just like Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, this whole thing is a political scam right here, which even Donald Trump has on his Truth Social debunked this. I'm trying to find the quote. Former President Donald Trump blasts New York Attorney General Letitia James in a Thursday tweet Truth Social post for suing him as crimes soar in his state. The former president denounced James following her announcement that she is suing him and his associate for alleged financial fraud. Trump accused the attorney general of allowing murder, rape, and drugs to soar out of control in her state. Ladies and gentlemen, this attorney general is going after a political opponent, but is letting rapists and murderers and drug users out. And she's letting that pass. It's the same thing in New Orleans, ladies and gentlemen. There's a recall election for the district attorney of New Orleans, because he's letting everyone do whatever they want, and they put him in jail. They take him right out. Ladies and gentlemen, that's why I call the Democrat Party the party of lawlessness. They do not like the law. They rather let people run around rampant and causing chaos and letting the criminals go free. The criminals can have the guns because they don't follow laws to begin with. They're not law-abiding citizens. But somehow or another, the Democrat Party raises these people to a standard that they're satisfied with. And they let them. Oh, we wanted the criminals to vote. That's maybe why, because they try to get into their good graces. They want them to vote. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a whole. Like I said, this whole thing, because this is the latest in Trump's legal battles. Look, he is fighting with the special master right now and the FBI. Now, he even asked for the special master. Now, the special master said, "Look," and he's doing right. Look, we need proof of what you're claiming. Ladies and gentlemen, the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago. This attorney general is suing Donald Trump. There's criminal investigations into Trump, and ladies and gentlemen, this is not all by chance. This isn't. Ladies and gentlemen, when you have Hunter Biden running around smoking crack and doing unlawful things, and he's not getting indicted by the FBI, something's wrong. When you have Hillary Clinton deleting emails of possible classified information. Now, she came out and she brought this out too. She said, well, they never found no classified information on my server. It was kind of hard. You cleaned the server. You bleach washed it, I think it's called. You bleach washed it. You washed out your server. Ladies and gentlemen, this woman right here, they broke laws, but they have not been investigated. Even when Republicans were in office, they didn't investigate them to the full extent of the law. Ladies and gentlemen, why are they doing this to Donald Trump? Well, it's because he wants to run for president. Now, people might say, well, he never announced it yet. The way Donald Trump is acting, he is running for president of the United States. He will run, and he will try to be the 47th president of the United States. He was already the 45th. He'd be 47. He'd be the second president to do that if he would win. But ladies and gentlemen, that's the whole thing. Ladies and gentlemen, they're trying to bash Donald Trump so bad that they're trying to I'm trying to say it right. They're trying to run his name into the mud, for you, the American citizen, will not vote for him. That's this whole thing. Same thing with Liz Cheney. This whole January 6th committee, ladies and gentlemen. It is all these people that are on that committee hate Trump. And they're looking at everything as one-sided. That's why they're doing this to Donald Trump. It's not because, we want to be a fair and honorable country. We want to make sure that our leaders are held accountable. Ladies and gentlemen, the only countries that do this to political opponents are communistic and socialistic countries. And I've been saying this, the Democrat Party has got so much to the left that they're entering into that phase of being socialistic and communistic. Ladies and gentlemen, and look, this is raising up her numbers for voting. And look, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump, poor Donald Trump. Donald Trump is under a microscope every day. He has not been the president for 2 years, and they're still trying to stop this man. And ladies and gentlemen, that's another thing. They're trying to use this as an example. They're trying to tell people that are thinking, that are outsiders, me and my brother was talking about this the other day. People that are outsiders that want to run and take over this nation and try to make it better like it originally was. They're telling him, you're not part of our system. You're not part of our group. You need to leave. If you don't leave, what's happening to Donald Trump is going to happen to you. We're going to put you under a microscope. We're going to expose you whenever we can, and we're going to blast you. We're going to just stop you any way possible. And that's what this is about, ladies and gentlemen. This is about Donald Trump not running for president. They're trying to make it. Now, look, ladies, I heard it this week from a commentator the other day that said this. There is no law besides treason that you cannot run for president. Now, someone that is a criminal, they shouldn't run. I agree with that. You can't trust them. But ladies and gentlemen, almost all this stuff that is happening to Donald Trump is made up. The Mar-a-Lago raid, this lawsuit, the January 6th committee, all this, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of this is made up, and it's to make Donald Trump look bad. And this is why this is how I'm going to prove this. Liz Cheney made a quote. I will do everything in my power to stop Donald Trump from getting into the White House. And ladies and gentlemen, she's doing a very, very good job. She is on the January 6th committee. She's promoting all kind of stuff against Donald Trump. Every chance she gets to get on TV, she blasts him to the American people. Now, the American people, I can't say the American people. The people of Wisconsin told her, you work for us. You don't work for yourself. And they voted her out. But ladies and look, I never seen, and look, my brother used this example the other day. He said, well, they attacked Bush a lot, but they going far more for Donald Trump. And I told him, this is why it's like that, because Bush, yes, did some things that the Democrats didn't like, but he was in the good old buddy system. He was part of the establishment. He was part of the coup. He was part of that Washington, D.C. swamp. So they attacked him to make them look good, but a lot of things they wanted with Bush, they did. Trump wasn't in the swamp. Trump, if I had to compare it in a metaphorical way, Trump was like Troy Landry of swamp people, going after the gators, going into the swamp and taking out the gators of the swamp. Trump was an outsider. Trump was not part of the. You never see an alligator going after another alligator in a boat. You see a hunter with a boat, and you're going after. They go into the swamp to get these critters out of there. And that's what Trump was. Trump was an outsider. Trump said, I don't like how the country's going. I think I could do better, which he did. Within the 4 years, he had 2 years of fighting, and then everything he did was correct. Not everything. Correction on my part. There were some things I disagree with Donald Trump's agenda. Well, Donald Trump's presidency. But at the same time, a lot of his stuff helped America. And the Democrats and the established Republicans said, we're not having that. So now they're doing everything in their power to stop this man from running again in 2024. And look, I'm one of the Republicans. A lot of people, I don't think Donald Trump should run. I think Donald Trump should help somebody else run. Now, there were some Republicans trying to criticize Trump this week by saying, well, he ain't supporting us. He ain't giving money to people. Well, his super PAC just unleashed millions to candidates all over the nation. Donald Trump wants to help America, and he wants to put America first. Unfortunately, the establishment don't want that. That is including some Republicans, by the way. on that note, I want to thank you for listening to the Cajun Conservative Show. As always, it's an honor and a blessing for you to be here with me today. Thank you for being here. Remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, and as I always say, thank you. Love you guys. Until next time, be blessed, be encouraged. Remember, Jesus Christ is coming back, and he's coming back soon. So don't be faint of heart, because Jesus has overcome the world. If you want to know Jesus, your Lord and Savior, send me an email, and I'll tell you how to find Jesus as your Savior and make heaven your eternal home. Until next time, be blessed, be encouraged. Bye-bye.
He is the open door.